Hello everyone, I'm Zhang Xu. I'm very happy to be here to continue sharing some of my personal deep explorations with you. Today, let's talk about a topic that will probably make many people, especially those in creative and technical fields, a bit anxious. That is the AI we mention every day. Is it truly a productivity tool that can help us get work done? Or is it just a cool to play with, but ultimately underwhelming, nicely crafted toy? Yes. Today's presentation is packed with practical insights. Whether AI can help you depends on whether it is integrated into workflows and measured with data. We will discuss 5 major pain points: information overload, difficulty choosing, not knowing how to use it, questioning its value, fear of falling behind. The core issue is inability to integrate tools and inability to prove effectiveness with data. I will share 4 stages of learning AI and how to achieve the leap from a toy to a productivity lever through system integration plus data validation. The emphasis is a reusable AIM cycle framework. Aim, integrate, measure, standardize. In AI video production, I summarize the 4C method: needs, framework, content, closure, demonstrating a 10-fold efficiency increase in rough editing and an overall speedup of 6.5 times. Finally, I will add an IOV business perspective to discuss how to distill AI value and explore building knowledge bases and automation to create long-term competitive advantage. In short, today, we will use AI-MS to stabilize AI, 4C to accelerate creation, and IOV to extract AI value. This is a cheat code for moving from a toy to a lever and will be a core competitive capability in the future.
Blood crystals don't just make your car go fast. They have endless power. Here, speed is everything. Speed is everything. There's no turning back.
Crystals don't just make your car go fast. They have endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back. There's no turning back.
The blood red crystals don't just make you fast, they give you endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back.
The blood red crystals don't just make you faster, they give you endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back. The blood red crystals don't just make you faster, they give you endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back.
The blood red crystals don't just make you faster. They give you endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back.
A blood red crystal has powerful energy and strength. There's no turning back. The swarm is coming.
Let's finish this.
Blood red crystals don't just make you faster. They give you endless power. Here, speed is everything. There's no turning back.
A dangerous world.
This is an exploration of a sci-fi story I've been working on. It's a montage teaser for Insect Swarm. The idea came from an old sci-fi movie, Starship Troopers. I wondered if I could brainstorm and expand in a similar sci-fi direction, so I spent weekends exploring it. I started with a high-concept, AAA style approach. At first, I explored a high-concept video, then gradually developed the top-level worldview for Insect Swarm. from concept sketches to visual exploration to a design manual, from VI system design to comic extensions. Before, doing this alone would have taken me at least 6 months. Now, in the age of various AIs, I completed most of what I wanted to test and explore within a month using only weekends. Judging by the results, both the output quality and the personal pipeline I built during the process, plus some cross-disciplinary experiments and modular integration tests, this would have been unimaginable before. The short clip earlier explores some high concepts for the human faction. In my story, the alien organisms are the core focus. So after forming a basic direction, I extended it into a concept video, part of Insect Swarm Part 1. I wanted to try how a vertical format could express striking visual characteristics. I continue in this direction. I use spare moments on the subway to extend a few scenes of human convoys traversing this desolate redland. Although not perfect yet, the overall result exceeded my expectations. With these foundations in place, I felt it was time to explore the story. So I decided to fulfill an old comic dream and drew high concept ideas as quickly and simply as rough sketches. I used the AI models like Nano, Banana, or similar ones to complete the details and adjustments, then fine-tune the style. I extracted a lot of sketch material from my old sketchbooks and the style of my marker sketches to blend with my comic content, and then continuously refined it. Of course, I encountered many challenges and difficulties along the way. Still, I quickly and smoothly completed the prologue comic of Insect Swarm, available in both Chinese and English versions. The comic mainly tells the story of humanity's mega corporation, Magna Core Group, discovering a dark red planet called Cyros, rich in high-energy crystal resources, and the Leviathan-class interstellar mining platform K7. With the comic story already established, I thought maybe I could make an AI-generated video depicting a major accident at the K7 mining platform on Cyros. The answer was obvious, absolutely. So I extended the ending of the comic to explore a Hollywood-style concept short about the destruction of K7. Of course, character portrayal in AI and actors' performances have long been challenging. For example, maintaining character consistency and delivering vivid facial expressions are difficult. So I tested some mainstream video models. Indeed, compared with 6 months ago, there have been very clear improvements. Here is one of my tests of close-up facial performances.
save me!
The results feel pretty good. I think we can further test using characters for more performances to explore narrative and emotional acting. So I continued to extend the branching story of Insect Swarm using AI to develop the content of Squad K7, a concept short film with a horror thriller vibe.
Oh my god. Save me. Who will save me? Okay. Breathe.
You shouldn't be here. The blood crystals are Pandora's box. Blood crystals. Blood crystals are Pandora's box. Pandora's box.
The blood crystals are Pandora's box.
Go, go.
Oh my god. Save me. Who will save me? Oh my god.
I believe you've all tried quite a few AI tools. Generating images and writing copy feels magical and fun, but let's take a step back and think, although entertaining, do these tools really bring sustainable, replicable value to our work? Or does the novelty wear off and everything goes back to the way it was? If you feel that way, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. Many people face the same troubles. There's an endless stream of AI news every day, and it feels impossible to keep up. Your bookmarks are full of tools, but only a few are truly mastered. Decision paralysis is setting in. You finally pick a few, then don't know how to integrate them into your current workflow. Over time, you begin to doubt, was all this time worth it? Yet watching others use them makes you anxious. These problems are exactly what prevent us from turning AI from a toy into a real asset. So let's try another perspective. Could the problem not be the AI technology itself, but the way we use it? The key to solving this might first require an upgrade in our thinking. Exactly, that's the core. What does inefficient use look like? It's toy-like, this tool for a moment, that one for another, using whatever comes to mind. The result is usually unstable with all sorts of uncontrollable randomness, and fixing it can be more work than doing it yourself from scratch. So what's efficient use? I call it pipeline-style usage. You no longer simply use tools. You proactively treat AI tools as modules like a designer. Embed them into your workflow to form a stable, controllable production pipeline that can also amplify your personal style. You might ask, AI pipelines sound powerful, how do you build one? It's not that complicated. Here I share a very simple 4-step framework called AIMS. It helps you systematically turn AI from a toy into a core personal asset. Break it down to understand it. AIM is anchoring. Don't think about changing the world. Start with the daily tasks that cause you the most headaches, take the most time, or are the most annoying. Then I is integration. See if there's an AI tool that can solve that pain point, whose output is controllable and can seamlessly connect to your next step. Measure is crucial. You have to let DataSpeed calculate how much efficiency actually improved after using AI. Finally, standardize. Once you find a method that really works, lock it in as a standard process and even share it with the whole team. Honestly, among these 4 steps, I personally think the most critical and the most easily overlooked is the measurement step. Why? Because feeling more efficient is a very subjective judgment. We must step out of that good feeling state and use data to prove and understand whether it actually works and by how much. I will go into the AIMS framework in more depth later. Game development. Everyone knows early concept design for games is extremely important, but it's also incredibly time-consuming. Previously, an artist might spend 7 days just producing a set of concept explorations through trial and error. Now, by building an AI-assisted design pipeline, the basic direction and trial and error exploration for materials can be basically done in about 5 hours. Those saved dozens of hours let artists do many more creative and valuable things. Take another example, creative video production. I believe video creators deeply feel that their workflow contains a lot of tedious and repetitive tasks. By introducing an AI pipeline, my personal calculations show the overall efficiency of the editing process improved by a full 650%. So where exactly is that time saved? It's all on the most annoying, least technical tasks, like automatically cutting out filler words and rambling, automatically generating captions, and quickly finding footage. Once AI takes over these tasks, creators can finally focus the bulk of their energy on content creation. That is AI's greatest value, don't you think? After talking about so many examples, what is a core point I want to convey today? We can look at AI from a different angle. I agree with this, saying the real threat has never been the AI technology itself. Those who will be replaced in the future are not necessarily professionals. Rather, it's those who fall out of step with the times. Even professionals could face risks and difficulties. So please stop viewing AI as a distant threat. You can start by treating it as a fun toy, then gradually turn that toy into your own lever. In fact, AI is already a powerful productivity lever placed squarely in front of each of us today, whether we acknowledge or accept it or not. It's a fact. Given that, shouldn't we think about how to use it well? Or how to coexist with it better? How to make it truly create practical value for you? That's what I plan to explore in depth later today. Now, the remaining question is, which part of your world are you going to pry open with this lever? Next, I will delve into the key points and methodologies that the individuals mentioned earlier encountered in practical exploration. Of course, these may also be problems others are currently facing. The practical methodologies I have summarized cover everything from learning AI to production, from early stages to later integration, as well as pipeline design thinking. Okay, let's keep going deeper. Are all these current AI tools just new toys? Or can they truly be levers that boost productivity? This is a question I've been asked a lot recently. Sometimes those effects that look impressive still seem a bit removed from real productivity. Before diving into methodology, I want to point out a few pain points you may have encountered. For example, the first is information overload. AI news, papers, and new tools emerge every day, and it feels impossible to keep up, and you don't know which information is truly valuable. Then there's tool anxiety. With so many choices, which ones are actually useful to you, especially in fields that require high and stable quality? For instance, in game development or commercial content creation, the cost of trial and error is actually quite high. The next issue is lack of method. You might download a bunch of tools to try out, but they all feel like scattered points, and you don't know how to effectively integrate them into your workflow. AI seems to become an isolated island that you can't use. This directly leads to value confusion. You spend time, energy, even money trying AI, but what actual returns did it bring? If ROI is unclear, you feel uneasy. In the end, many feel that a lot of AI tools are just gimmicks. Finally, there may be a sense of trend panic. You worry that if you don't learn AI, you'll be left behind, but you don't know where to start. These pain points pile up, and as many creators say, it feels like your soul has been hollowed out. A lot of time is spent on repetitive work or inefficient experimentation. Sometimes what AI generates differs greatly from your imagination, and fixing it can be more wasteful than doing it from scratch yourself. These are very real. I've even heard people complain that AI is like a very smart but extremely forgetful intern. The core of these problems actually points to a key issue. How can we use AI effectively rather than it becoming a source of frustration? So, where exactly is the critical turning point from toy to lever? Based on my observations and practice, I personally think the key is not how powerful the AI tool itself is. It's whether we, the users, have the ability to integrate this tool into our existing work systems and also to quantify the value results it brings. That is the real watershed. The value of using AI is not in generating a single image with a tool. It's whether you can make the tool part of your stable, efficient output or embed it into your actual work to genuinely improve efficiency and save time, allowing you to focus and reduce distracting noise. To achieve system integration and quantify results, what is the evolutionary process from toy to lever? I like to view it as 4 stages of evolution. This may be the process most people go through when learning AI. The first stage is toys. This stage is mainly about experiencing novelty, playing around with AI image generators to create an avatar, generating music, or having AI write a poem. The results at this point are random, uncontrollable, and hard to reproduce. It's purely for fun. The second stage is tools. You begin to find AI applications that can help with specific tasks. They can be useful in particular areas, but are still isolated, point-wise solutions with limited efficiency gains. Or they require a lot of manual adjustment and serve only as assistants. The third stage is systematization, which is the critical step. AI is truly integrated into standardized workflows. Its outputs become relatively controllable and predictable, and it can smoothly connect with other professional software or collaboration platforms you use, becoming part of the pipeline. Finally, the fourth stage is leverage. At this stage, AI is not only integrated into the system, but generates clear, quantifiable ROI. The benefits it brings are significant, sustainable, and can even be scaled up. More importantly, surrounding this AI application, the team can codify knowledge, methods, and best practices. This evolution path is very clear. So the real challenge is how to bridge the gap from tools to systems and leverage. What's needed is integration capability and systemic thinking, not simply chasing new tools. To address this challenge more systematically, I have distilled and continuously practiced a methodology I call the AI value validation loop, or simply the AIMS framework. The 4 letters represent the 4 key steps to evaluate and integrate an AI tool into a workflow. First, A stands for aim, anchoring the pain point. This is the first and most important step. Before introducing any AI tool, you must clearly answer which specific pain point in your existing workflow does it solve. Is this pain point a high frequency, low efficiency, or high cost stage? Our goal is to use AI to solve problems, never to find problems just to use AI. If introducing an AI tool results in rework and modification costs that exceed the time it saves, then it's not a solution but ineffective internal competition. After anchoring the pain point, the second letter I, integrate, evaluates the tool's integration potential. Are its outputs controllable, editable, iterative? For example, in game art, can AI-generated models or textures be easily imported into UE5 or other software for subsequent modification? Does it output living assets such as rigged models or layered image files rather than dead data that cannot be edited? If the outputs require substantial manual translation or rework to fit into existing pipelines, then integration is low. It will struggle to be effective and will ultimately remain an outsider. Next, measure the ROI. Once integration feasibility is assessed, you must quantify it. Don't rely on a feeling like, it seems a bit faster. We need A divided by B, testing and real data for comparison. Compared with traditional processes, how do AI-assisted workflows differ in time, cost, and quality? For example, output quantity and pass rate. What is the ROI? Only data can tell. This is the key to judging whether an AI application is high value or merely superficially attractive. The final step is standardize define the SOP. Once ROI measurement proves that the AI tool brings significant value in a specific stage, the last step and the key to turning individual skill into team capability is to standardize it. Solidify the best practices, operational procedures, and precautions for using the AI tool into a standard operating procedure. This ensures the effect is reproducible and that new members can quickly learn and get up to speed. Only then can the whole team's efficiency be systematically improved. Without a SOP, even the best tool may be a fleeting personal show. The AIMS framework aim, integrate, measure, standardize is indeed very practical. It provides a clear path from identifying problems to validating value and then scaling application. It effectively prevents blind following and wasted investment. Aim first, integrate next, measure afterwards, and standardize finally. The logic is clear. Of course, this model is just a basic prototype. If applied to business and specific work or projects, it can be further improved and upgraded into a more comprehensive AI production or AI management model. I won't go into depth here. Yes, the core idea is to validate first and then promote. How much did my personal efficiency improve in this test? Following my traditional workflow from idea sketch to final polishing in Photoshop, completing a series of concept designs usually took 1 to 2 months. After adopting AI assistance, I was able to shorten that cycle to about 2 weeks using only my spare time. And recently released Nano Banana model pushed that efficiency limit further. Based on my personal tests, of course, the results are not perfect yet, but it has indeed solved many of the previously repetitive and tedious tasks like retouching, iterating, and trial and error. It allows me to focus my time on higher level creativity. What about ROI? Comparing the data with traditional methods makes the point clear. After adopting the AI-assisted workflow, the time can be reduced to less than about 1/3 of my previous time. The main work left is screening, adjusting, and integrating. The efficiency improvement is visible to the naked eye. This perfectly applies the first step of AIMS. It precisely targets the pain point in the concept design phase, where trial and error and high-frequency iterations are time and labor-consuming. The efficiency improvement is very tangible. Let's look at the second case. It's again about accelerating PBR material creation for game art. The pain point here is that PBR stands for physically based rendering and aims for more realistic lighting and shading, which often involves a lot of repetitive, time-consuming work. Some AI material generation tools have been introduced, such as the AI features integrated into Substance Sampler. The key here is that the AI doesn't just generate a single static texture, but can produce procedural textures with parameterized controls. This means you can adjust the various parameters like roughness, metallicity, and wear to change the material's appearance in real time. These materials can also be imported into game engines like UE5 or other DCC software with one click. This is where integration shines. The output is a living asset. Data shows that the production time for a single complex PBR material can be greatly reduced, though exact numbers vary with material complexity and the tools used. Once this workflow is SOP-fied, it can even significantly lower the barrier for junior artists to produce high-quality materials, enabling them to quickly deliver assets that meet project requirements. Lowering the barrier is also important. Are there any cases about automation? The third case is pipeline automation, freeing up TA's productivity, that is, technical art. They are the bridge connecting artists, programmers, and technical teams. They often have to perform a large amount of repetitive checking and optimization work. For example, checking whether art assets meet standards, automatically generating LDs, levels of detail used to optimize game performance, and running rigging tests, etc. These tasks are very tedious, but indispensable. It is entirely possible to automate parts of the art asset checking and optimization workflows by developing some custom automation scripts or by leveraging built-in AI features in tools like Houdini, as well as other automation tools. How much manpower does this save? These automated processes can save TAs a great deal of valuable time and workload. The exact numbers depend on team size and the project, but the manpower saved here can free TAs from repetitive work and allow them to focus on more creative and valuable tasks, such as researching new rendering techniques, optimizing performance bottlenecks, and improving the final visual quality. This illustrates the importance of measure by quantifying the resources saved. Now let's look at another area everyone cares about. Can AI play a similar role in creative video production? After all, the pain points are also concentrated here, such as topic exhaustion and the script block, finding suitable B-roll footage, and searching for supplementary shots like looking for a needle in a haystack. There is also the repeated revision during the editing process. The answer is yes, and the potential is huge. Based on practice, I have also summarized a 4C methodology to address these typical pain points in the video creative production process. The first C is cues, mining inspiration cues. Many people may use AI to find inspiration in the wrong way. For example, directly asking for "give me 10 related topics." This usually only yields a bunch of superficially correct but useless suggestions. I believe a more effective approach is to treat AI as your superviewer or virtual user in dialogue. You can assign AI a clear role, for example, to play a seasoned user interested in a certain field who has recently encountered a specific pain point in life or work. What kind of content would you most want to see that could help solve this problem? Through such in-depth dialogue, you can uncover more authentic and concrete audience needs and pain points. That is the so-called job stop-down. This is the source of good topics. The second C is construction. Don't expect AI to write a perfect script directly. If you simply ask it to write me a 3,000-word video script on topic X, the result is likely to be something with chaotic logic, bland language, and an obvious AI flavor. A better use is to treat AI as your structure planner or writing assistant. You should provide a clear framework and a logical structure. For example, ask it to use a classic narrative framework, such as the hero's journey, to generate a detailed video script outline for topic X, including specific points that focus on pain points, clear solutions, and concrete case support. Then let AI fill in specific content examples or expressions within that framework. Remember, the framework you design is the soul of the script. The third C is creation, efficiently generating assets. AI is very capable in asset generation, but the key is precise guidance rather than expecting one-click output. For instance, when using Midjourney or DALL-E to generate a video cover or keyframes, the focus is on ensuring visual style consistency through style references. When using AI video generation tools like Pika or Sora to create dynamic B-roll, the key is how to achieve controllable camera behavior through prompts to get the shots you want. When using AI voice tools like 11 Labs, focus on adjusting and controlling vocal emotion, pace, and pauses to make it sound more natural. You need to clarify each AI tool's specific role in your asset creation pipeline and the critical control points you must manage. Remember, AI is the executor, but the steering wheel and standards must be in human hands. The final C is completion, intelligent assisted finishing. In post-production, AI currently still struggles to fully replace professional editors, but it can serve as a highly efficient editing assistant, handling repetitive and tedious selection and organization tasks. For example, using AI tools to automatically detect and remove filler words and ineffective pauses in recordings, automatically generate subtitles, and perform initial proofreading, and even use AI for intelligent searches in footage libraries to quickly find B-roll that matches the script. Handing these tasks to AI yields remarkable efficiency gains. This 4C process covers the main stages of video creation. So what are the specific efficiency improvement numbers? There is a set of real efficiency tests based on my personal explorations. Using AI-assisted tools for rough editing to remove filler words and meaningless segments can improve efficiency by about 100% compared to purely manual work. Yes, you read that right, 100%. Then, using AI to generate and proofread subtitles can also boost efficiency by roughly 100%. Using AI to intelligently search B-roll footage improves efficiency by about 350% compared to traditional needle in a haystack methods. Overall, looking at the whole video production process from script to rough cut, this stage can see an overall efficiency increase of up to around 650%. It truly demonstrates AI's shift from a toy to a productivity tool. Of course, my exploration hasn't been smooth sailing. There have been failures and moments of confusion, so I believe sharing failed experiences as well as success stories is equally important, perhaps even more helpful in setting correct expectations. I have also tried using AI to tackle some very complex tasks for which the technology is not yet mature. For example, I used the AI tool that claimed to provide one-click rigging for handling complex biological models. The resulting skeletal binding was completely uncontrollable. The model topology became a mess, and the cost of subsequent fixes far exceeded doing the rigging manually from scratch. The ROI turned out to be negative. This example reminds us that AI is not a panacea. We must strictly follow the AIMS framework to evaluate it, especially the integrate step, degree of integration, and the measure step, calculating ROI. For technologies that look appealing but produce uncontrollable results or cannot be integrated into existing workflows, we must be willing to say no, reject blind worship. Combining these success stories and lessons from failures raises a deeper question. How should we systematically think about the value of AI applications, particularly the input-output ratio ROI? For this, I usually think with a more granular model, which can be summarized as IOV. I is input. This is not just the cost of purchasing tools, but also includes the team's learning costs, the time cost of adjusting processes to fit the tools, potential trial and error costs, and all invested resources. O is output, direct output. This is easier to measure. It mainly looks at the benefits directly brought by AI tools, such as how many person-hours are saved, how much rework and waste are reduced, how much the quantity or pass rate of output improves, how much project cycles are shortened, and so on. V is value, extended value. This is a higher level value, often implicit and long-term. For example, through AI application has a reusable knowledge base or automated process being accumulated. Has the team's learning efficiency and innovation capability improved? Has the speed of project proposals or prototype validation increased? These extended values are hard to quantify, but they are often the decisive factor in whether AI can become a true lever. This IOV model is comprehensive. Take the PBR material generation case mentioned earlier. If we assume the input is a 1,500 RMB monthly tool subscription and some learning time, and the output is traditional output investment savings of 10,000 RMB per month, then the direct ROI would be as high as 566%. That figure is very convincing by itself, and it doesn't even include the potential extended value. Precisely because of this, at a deeper level, I believe AI will not replace game artists, video creators, or other creative professionals, but it does have the potential to, or rather is in the process of, replacing certain individuals or teams whose traditional processes have been rigidly fixed for many years. Future competitive advantage will likely belong to those individuals and teams who can first establish efficient, intelligent human-machine collaborative pipelines. This has already become a widely recognized global perception. This leads to a very important trend judgment. Perhaps the industry's focus is shifting from pure AIGC, AI-generated content, to AIGP, that is AI-generated pipeline, or AI-generated pipelines and workflows. I think this will be an important direction going forward. It may even be that increasingly mature AI agents will soon emerge that can automatically orchestrate and execute a series of AI tools based on your needs, completing the whole process from inspiration, discovery, to asset generation, to initial integration. At the same time, we must beware of a huge trap, AI homogenization. When everyone uses similar AI tools, everyone using the same AI to write copy, the same AI to generate images, all chasing similar goals like viral hits or 100K plus views, all using similar prompts, outputs can easily become formulaic, overly AI flavored, lacking uniqueness and genuine creativity. This is a very real problem. If AI dramatically improves efficiency, but the cost is that everyone produces roughly the same things, where does the value of creativity lie? How do we embrace AI efficiency while preserving individuality and uniqueness? This, I believe, is where the core value of humans will lie in the future. The key is to establish the correct human-machine collaboration approach, namely the human-in-the-loop model. I roughly divide the work into two levels, the execution level and the strategy level. Let AI handle about 80% of the execution level work, leveraging its strengths such as large-scale production, efficiency improvement, information retrieval, pattern recognition, and so on. Humans should focus on the 20% of strategy level work. This includes your aesthetic judgment, your unique taste, your deep insight, your ability to form emotional connections, your values, and most importantly, your capacity to design the overall workflow pipeline. Your taste, aesthetic experience, framework design and resource integration abilities, and even your personal experiences and perspectives are the real moat for the future things AI will find difficult to replace in the short term and possibly long term as well. AI is a powerful tool, but you are the soul that designs and commands the tool system. You are the designer and the core pillar of the pipeline. This concept is very profound. So, to you listening now, if you want to start practicing and turn AI from a toy into a real lever, do I have any concrete action suggestions? My core recommendation is actually simple, but it requires a shift in mindset. Strive to move from being a pure tool user to becoming a workflow designer or a commander with a global perspective. Don't keep asking, hey, which AI tool is the most fun lately? Or which tool has the newest features? Instead, start thinking deeply. How can this tool or AI technology be embedded into my existing workflow? Which of my most troublesome problems can it solve? What is its potential ROI? How should I validate it? This really points out the key components of future competitiveness. Solid professional skills combined with efficient AI integration and application capabilities. So you can absolutely start acting right away. Try using the AIMS framework I shared today to examine the most time-consuming, least efficient, or most costly parts of your daily work. Choose 1 or 2 small, low-risk points. Introduce an AI tool you think has potential, and run a small-scale test and ROI validation. If the effect is confirmed, even if it's only a local improvement, be sure to standardize it, solidify it into an SOP, even if it's just a simple document or checklist, and then share it with your colleagues or team. Start small, iterate quickly, optimize continuously, and let successful experiences accumulate and be replicated. All right, today's sharing was very information dense and, like last time, packed with practical content. We started from the common question everyone cares about. Is AI a toy or a lever? We sorted out pain points like information overload, tool, anxiety, lack of methods, value, confusion, and trend panic. To overcome these pain points and evolve from toy to productivity lever, the key is to master a systematic methodology. We also delved into my personal practice, AIMS framework. Aim at the pain point, integrate to assess integration, measure to calculate ROI, standardize to define SOP, as well as the 4C method for content creation workflows. Cues to discover inspiration, construction to build content frameworks, creation to efficiently generate materials, completion to intelligently assist finishing. By examining concrete cases from game development and video production, we saw AI's practical applications and startling quantitative results in concept design, PBR material creation, pipeline automation, and creative process optimization. Of course, those valuable lessons learned also remind us that AI is not omnipotent. Rational evaluation and pragmatic application are essential. All right, that brings today's in-depth personal sharing to an end. I also want to take a moment to answer a question that was left earlier. A friend asked me why I share my accumulated knowledge and important experience without charging. First, I think that is a very good question. Many people face the balance between sharing and keeping things to themselves. Having worked and struggled in the industry for many years, my view may be a bit different. Simply put, I'll answer from 3 levels. The first is about the definition of value. I don't think sharing for free, not charging, means it has no value or yields no return. Being able to help others, enabling people to avoid detours, and contributing positively to everyone or to the industry's exploratory development, that is very meaningful to me personally. Because I sometimes spend long periods abroad, I've seen flourishing aspects of many excellent creative industries, game development sectors, and the film industry. One person being strong is only a small unit. What matters is a group being strong and an industry being strong that is meaningful. Therefore, regardless of where we are, what language we speak, or our different cultures, a shared hobby can create a healthy atmosphere for sharing and exchange. This is actually very important for talent cultivation and the fundamental development of the industry. Although I am just a tiny individual, if people are willing to listen to me and exchange ideas, I am very happy to do so. Because with every person, you will find things worth learning. The second point about the benefits of sharing, to explain a complex problem clearly, you first have to sort it out and clarify it in your own mind. That process itself is a way of re-understanding the knowledge. After you share, others will ask you questions, challenge you, and dispute you. That feedback helps you discover where you haven't thought things through or where there are gaps. It pushes you to keep learning and improving, preventing stagnation. Also, regarding the value of experience, truly formidable things are hard for others to replicate. Many people worry, if I share my most valuable experience and others learn it, won't I lose my advantage? I think this is a misunderstanding of core competitiveness. Knowing is not the same as doing. I can tell you all my methods, processes, and the pitfalls I've stepped into. But for you to know these things and to actually do them are completely different matters. Experience has a shelf life and limitations. The experiences I share are the ones I summarized under specific times, environments, and team conditions. But circumstances change and the market changes. What you need to learn is my way of thinking, not to copy my specific practices verbatim. What is the real moat? It's not those bits of knowledge or little tricks. A true expert's moat is the judgment, intuition, and ability to solve complex problems cultivated through countless practices. Those things cannot be learned by attending a few talks. So what I share is a map, but how to walk the path, how to cross those obstacles, that's the experience and sense I developed by walking it, and others can't take that away. The point is, merely understanding theory is useless. You must practice. Long-term practice is the real value. This is true in any industry and any role. Creativity is like this, art is like this, technology is like this, and management is like this. Management master Peter Drucker once said that management is essentially a practical art. So merely having theory and knowing many technical and management methods is limited in its effect, and maybe just wishful thinking on paper. Therefore, sharing is also a very good practice. It helps me organize my own understanding, knowledge, and experience. This is a great summary for myself and can also help others. Third, on the significance of passing on, only when everyone in the industry gets stronger can we go further. No industry expert suddenly appears fully formed. We were all beginners and once received help and guidance from predecessors. After you gain a certain amount of experience and ability, you should also help those who come after you. Healthy industry cycle. I share knowledge and help newcomers grow, raising the overall level of the industry and creating more opportunities for everyone. If everyone hides their experience and keeps quiet, the industry will stagnate and people will keep repeating low-level work. An industry that doesn't progress is bad for everyone, including the experts themselves. Also, sharing itself is a joyful thing. Helping others also makes you happy. This may be related to my years living in Japan. In Japan, especially Tokyo, many people live alone and have very independent personal spaces. Many spend long periods by themselves without interacting with others, and over time they become afraid of socializing, sometimes not leaving the house for days or even months. Prolonged isolation can easily lead to depression. So in that environment, personal hobbies become very important. Going out for a run, meeting friends, doing something you enjoy at home, or interacting and sharing with others online can all bring happiness. Therefore, sharing is more like a process of learning from each other and growing together, not something worthless. On the contrary, sharing brings joy and helps you stay in a state of learning and reflection. All right. Finally, I'd like to leave you with a deeper question. As AI becomes increasingly adept at handling execution-level tasks in future human-AI collaborative workflows, what is your irreplaceable core value as a unique individual? How should you proactively learn, research, or even design a workflow that makes AI a tool to amplify your unique value using AI's leverage to multiply your expertise or worth rather than falling into the trap of homogenized competition? Many times, especially in this age of information overload, we are so busy passively receiving information that we become flustered and lose our own rhythm. Yet, sometimes giving ourselves a little time to pause and reflect is a very good thing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope my personal sharing can help you find some methods or offer a bit of inspiration. Finally, we will end with an exploration in one of my concept videos on ancient Chinese themes. Your support is the motivation for me to keep sharing. I am Zhang Xu. See you next time.
身体将燃尽，但魂魄将荣归。若无人记得，英雄终将沉没。我将以前行事，替他们活过。他们夺走了一切，却夺不走我们拼命的心。在这黑暗里，平凡的人也能成英雄。家园的覆灭，失去的悲痛，随风而动，独日而行乃我本性。他们夺走了一切，但却夺不走我们的斗志。黑暗中，凡人也能成英雄。
他们说你们能成燃烧，而我却偏不。我就是火，敌人由我来燃烧。黑暗中，我选择成为火。他们毁了我的昨日，却点燃了我的明天。
天地释然，我心依旧。他们夺走了一切，却夺不走我们拼命的心。在这黑暗里，平凡的人也能成英雄。
绝不妥协，未来才有希望。我们将被铭记。
无名英雄也，我无需留名。我将随师而行，